Okay, so today we are covering agent sites. So I'm going to show you first a couple examples of some agent sites, and we'll kind of show you what's possible, and then we'll start customizing some things from there. So first, I love this person's site, Regina Deason. So you can see she's got a big picture of a house back here. Start your home search here is what it says. She's got her contact information down here at the bottom. If you click this menu, she's got this whole list of things that you can do on her site. So some standard stuff would be maybe like contact me, but she also did an about San Antonio page. I'm assuming she probably sells real estate in San Antonio, so she definitely wants to position herself as the market expert there. She also has a YouTube page where she posts YouTube videos, so that's pretty cool that she can do that. If you are a blogger of some sort or want to start blogging, or maybe you're doing video tours and you're uploading those on YouTube, it would be a great way to show people you're a market expert in that way. And another thing I really love about videos is, like, if you ever watch a season of a TV show and then by the time the season's over, you feel like you are best friends with half the characters. You really just relate to people when you can see them on video and you can see kind of their mannerisms and their voice inflections and all of that stuff. So video is a great tool, especially now in these COVID times. She's got directions to her office. There we go. And then she's got her blogs on here. So this you can actually set up through HomeKeeper or HomeSpotter, one of the HomeSpotter, I think. But these are actually really cool. I can show you guys a video, HomeKeeper, there we go. I'll show you guys a video after this class. We won't go over it in the class, but on how you can set that up. But this is basically a free service. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Patricia. This is a free service where you basically have all of these blog posts that look like they're written by you. It's got her name here. It's got her picture, her information. And she doesn't have to do a thing. They just post automatically, and she can share them with her clients. And people think that all she does is think about real estate and talk about real estate all the time, and just writes blogs about it.
Will we be going over how to set something like this up?
I will share a video with you on how to do that, and then eventually I would like to do an advanced agent sites class, and then I will incorporate some of that stuff in for sure. But I'll send you, everyone that's on the call today, I'll send you guys, Lisa, if you could put your email in the chat, I'll make sure to get this to you too, but I'll send you some step-by-step written instructions on how to set up your agent site, and also some links to some videos if you want to take things a step further.
Can you even tell me where you're at? I'm sorry, I've got somebody here at my house right now and my dog's causing a commotion. So I missed the very beginning of this.
Yeah, no worries. So I'm just kind of showing you guys what you can do with an agent site, all of the options that are available. So I'm at reginadeason.kw.com. You can feel free to go ahead and type that into your web browser and check out her site.
How do I find mine?
What was that?
I said, how do I find mine? How do I know if I have one?
Your web browser?
Yeah.
That would just be like Safari or Google Chrome or...
I know that, but I mean, how do I know if I have an agent site, what my URL is? Where do I find that?
Right, so we're gonna get there. What I'm showing you right now is just kind of what's possible for an agent site. So we're covering that.
Right, I missed something.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the meeting.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to hijack the meeting, sorry.
No worries. Okay, so then another thing I really like that she's got on here that I'll also send you guys a video on how to do is she's got this school search where you can search for schools in the area that she works. Another person whose site I really like is Jay Cermak. So his website is jteamglobal.kw.com. So again, this would be a great website to check out later if, as you're kind of filling out your site and wanting to make it look extra personalized and really unique, that he would be a great person to look at and see how actually his hero image is what we're going to go over that today. This is kind of a rotating slideshow. I'll show you how you can customize this and actually how you can do one of those that was the last picture that he just had where it was like a gallery, a collage of other pictures. But so he has KW Worldwide, About the J Team, About Jay. He's got his real estate blog, which again is that Homekeeper blog, a free market analysis. I really like this. If we've got time, we'll go over this today. How to add client testimonials to your page. So he's got a few testimonials here. And then of course, in order to get those testimonials, he needs to ask people to leave him reviews. So here's a place where he can have people review him from his website. So if you have been with Keller Williams for a long time, you know that our previous website that Keller Williams provided for us was not customizable really at all. And so now that we have the ability to do all of these cool things with our site is really awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go to command, which is agent.kw.com. You can think about that as the agent access to kw.com. You'll log in there with the same, I was already logged in, but if you need to log in, it's the same credentials for command as it is for MyKW and KW Connect. If you are having trouble getting in, they have an option to reset your password, or you could reach out to Scott Leroy Marketing or your office's leadership team to see if you can get that password and login credentials figured out. So once we're in here, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to click your name at the top right corner, and then we're going to go to settings. Now that we're in settings, I'm going to go to connect settings and then marketing profile. Usually I touch on the marketing profile pretty briefly during my Tech Thursday classes, but today we're actually going to dive into it a little bit deeper because it really is such an important part about setting up your agent site. What this is going to do by having this completely filled out is it's going to allow you to basically hit the easy button on setting up your site. Most everything, once this is done, is going to auto-populate for you on your Keller Williams website, and it's going to be really easy to put together. One thing I want to note too, if you have nothing done on this, like you have never put any information in here, it's never been saved before, another way you can kind of press the easy button is go to scottleroymarketing.com/command. And I'll put this in the chat too. And this will take you to a page where you can, well, you do need your market center number. So ours is 1081. And then once you put that password in, it'll take you to this page right here where you can get to 100% profile completion. So they'll fill in everything for you. It will be very generic. So they'll use your information, but they'll also use very general Keller Williams information as well. But it'll get things to 100% complete. But then going back to filling out this page yourself. So a couple things I want to note. You do want to make sure that this green button right here is toggled. If it is gray, this information will not auto-populate on your Keller Williams website. So definitely make sure it is toggled to green. Now we'll go through and fill all these things out. So your photo, it does say it's a recommended 360 by 360 pixels. Just note that it doesn't need to be 360 by 360 pixels. It does need to be a square image. It will allow you to upload an image that's not square, but it won't format correctly as you're using it on your site and on your app. So you want to make sure that if you have a good headshot of yourself, that it's at least cropped to be a square of some size. Now for your team logo, it also recommends a square image, 360 by 360. You don't need to make that square. This could actually be rectangular or something, and it should still work fine. The only place that it sometimes is a problem is on the app, but on your website, it should still work fine. But It's probably better if it's square, just as they're working on making that okay for the app. But one thing that doesn't need to be square is your Market Center logo. Again, it suggests 360 by 360 pixels, but this can be any shape. Now we've got your details. So that'll be your name. Some states require you to provide your license number. I don't believe that's required in Washington, but I've included mine. Team name. I, for the longest time, kept blank, and then I put my name. I think I might actually go back to putting it blank. I'll show you real quick what that looks like. So if you leave it blank, when someone goes to your site, right here where it says Regina Deason, this will say your agent, and then you click this, and that's like a menu button. So if you have your name, then instead of saying your agent, it'll say your name up here at the top. But it also duplicates your name twice down here at the bottom. So it'll say Regina, or it'll say, so for mine, Kara Krogh, and then it'll say Kara Krogh again, kind of small. Whereas if I take the team name out, it'll just say Kara Krogh once. So I'm not really sure. There's kind of a plus and negative to both. I do like having my name here at the top of the screen. So I don't know, maybe it's worth having it there twice. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my name here again. All right, and then for your job title, real estate agent, real estate broker, realtor would be your designation because we are a realtor office. Just make sure that if you're putting realtor, that you're formatting it in the correct way. So the National Association of Realtors does require us to market ourselves as realtors spelled in all capital letters with that rights reserved R at the end.
So how do we get that?
The rights reserved R?
Yeah.
You can just Google.
Google it.
Yeah, that's usually the fastest thing. I know there's a keyboard shortcut that you can do for it as well, but and then once you get here, just copy it and then paste it. That's how I usually do it. And again, it needs to be in all realtor needs to be in all capital letters too. So then you'll also do a bio for yourself. I definitely recommend taking some time with this bio and putting some really thoughtful stuff in here that doesn't sound generic. It doesn't sound like you just typed it out really quick. You can also format it where there's spaces if you want to have multiple paragraphs. That works as well, so something to keep in mind. We probably don't have a lot of time to do that today unless you already have something that you can just copy and paste into this square. I'll give everyone just a second to write things down, but I know for me, since I kind of do a lot of stuff with real estate, not just sell real estate, mine is Kara is a licensed real estate broker and director of agent services at Keller Williams North Seattle. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest, rent, or are seeking career opportunities in real estate, Kara is the matchmaker you need to know. Another great option would be Kara is a licensed real estate broker with Keller Williams Seattle, delivering the dream of homeownership everywhere. All right, now once you have that, we're going to move on to making sure we've got our correct mobile phone number and also our office phone number as well. I am leaving the fax number blank because our office doesn't have a fax number and I don't have a fax machine at home. And anything with this red asterisk is required. Nice. Alt key while typing 1074. Yeah, so it's actually funny, Damien, I have a PC at the front desk that I use, and I have a sticky note on my computer that has that, Alt 0174. But then I was looking at my Mac keyboard and I'm like, I don't see Alt as an option.
I just ran into that myself. I was like, oh.
Okay, and it does not seem like option is the correct thing. So yeah, it works on a PC, but maybe not a Mac. All right, so then we've got your email address. You can go ahead and leave your website address blank for now if you don't know what it is, but I'll say if you have a Keller Williams email address, it's probably the same as your Keller Williams email address. It does need to have this HTTPS at the beginning, HTTPS://, and then whatever your Keller Williams email address is, .kw.com. All of the Keller Williams websites will end with .kw.com, but we'll customize this later. So if you're really unsure, you can just leave it blank. Obviously, it doesn't have that red asterisk. So for your market center brokerage name, you can put either Keller Williams North Seattle or Keller Williams Seattle, or you could just write North Seattle or Seattle. Your office phone number, your market center brokerage street address. Now these things are required to be included on here by the Department of Licensing. You do have to have your brokerage information on all of your marketing, which includes your website.
So we need to change our brokerage since the Dexter Avenue office is closed now.
Right, so I guess, I'm not sure how that works with that office specifically, but I'm assuming you would just put the
West Seattle.
West Seattle, yeah. And then you can leave the brokerage license number blank. That's not required in Washington. Now for your compliance footer text, I'll insert this into the chat if anyone would like to copy and paste it. This is actually probably a little longer than what you need. At the very minimum, you do need to include each office is independently owned and operated, which is the last sentence of that legal footer. However, I think that I'd rather cover my tush and put all the things, so that pretty much covers it all. We are obviously equal housing opportunity provider, and we'll talk a little bit more about that next. Now, once you've got that legal footer text, and again, I'll just say at very minimum, you do need to have each office is independently owned and operated. Then we can upload our legal footer images. I know that a lot of people skip this step, but I personally like to have the equal housing opportunity and also the realtor logos. So if you don't have those on your computer, you can just Google them. So equal housing opportunity logo. And then there's a plethora of them out on the internet. You can just save to your computer and then upload them right here. Now for social, none of these are required. So if you don't have them right now, I would say just leave them blank and fill them in later. Just something to keep in mind as you're filling these out. It's okay if you don't have a YouTube channel or an Instagram, like a business Instagram. You can always fall back on either your office's pages or the Keller Williams Realty International pages. So that's kind of what I did. I do have a Facebook, I do have a LinkedIn, I do have an Instagram, but as far as Twitter and YouTube goes, I just used the Keller Williams stuff. I know my office has a Facebook, my office has an Instagram, and my office maybe has a LinkedIn. So these are things that I could use instead if I wanted to bring it more down to a micro level instead of just having everything Keller Williams Realty International. This part, I honestly don't know a lot about, but we're going to skip this. This would be ad tracking. I think we have another class where we cover this stuff, but it's not quite my realm yet. And then this right here will be your branded KW app. Does everyone have something here that looks kind of like what I have? It is a unique code, so your website won't look exactly like mine, but does it say HTTPS app.kw.com within some letters, or is that blank for anyone? Okay. I will say, I know I can show you where to find this if it is blank, but if everyone has it already filled out, that's terrific. And then let me see if I'm missing anything. I think that's it. All right, let's save. So then I'll get a pop-up saying that your marketing profile was successfully saved. And one thing I did not mention is if you don't already have your Market Center brokerage logo on here, I can show you where to find that. Does everyone have that, or do you know where to find it? Lisa, do you know where to find that?
Not 100%. I think it's somewhere out on Connect, right?
It is, yeah. So there's a shortcut that I can show you next, but before I show you where the shortcut is, whenever you need that, if you go to kwconnect.com and then go to resources and then marketing, click logos and branding. And then if you scroll to the bottom of the page, whoa, that's different. Aha, there we go. If you go to the middle of the page, they have this example right here. You can type in, so if you are Seattle, so I've got North Seattle here, but if you do...
I'm in Metro West is where my license is.
Okay, perfect. So you can click preview and see, yep, okay, that's the right logo. And then click download. Oops, where'd it go? Let's try that again. Right, so you would just click Metro West and then click download. And that'll download as a zip file on your computer. So then you'll have to go in and kind of unzip that file because it's rather large. They give you not only this type of logo with the red KW and the gray letters, but they also give you red KW with white letters and a gray KW with white letters and lots of different options, because sometimes, especially when you're putting those on pictures, you need them to be different colors. So they give you a whole slew of stuff.
So
All
would
right.
my market center be Seattle Metro, or is it still considered downtown?
I do believe that Keller Williams Seattle still exists, but I'm not positive. That would be a good question for your MCA, who's Christy, or maybe Kayla Cooper. Do you have their contact information?
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I would reach out to them and just verify, because I'm not totally sure. All right, so let's get started with that site. So over here on this left-hand menu is where you'll see all of the things you can do in Command. You can hover over these menu items and it'll show you what they are, or you can click this red KW and it'll actually expand that menu out so you can really quickly see where you want to go. So we're going to go to Consumer. Consumer is basically all your consumer-facing products, meaning this would be your Keller Williams app, your consumer app. It'll also be your agent site and any additional websites that we call them landing pages, but they're basically standalone sites that you can create as well. All of this is done through Consumer. So here are my landing pages that I've created. We have another class where we cover all of those, but today we're going to do agent site. And then you should have this blue box at the top of your screen where it says see your configured agent site here, or else it'll prompt you to configure your site if you've never configured it before. And there's also this button here that says configure your site. If you don't see it here, you should be able to, my screen is too low.
Okay.
There we
yeah,
go.
I really like Sean.
See it at the bottom of this page. And if you don't have anything here,
Very
that just means you haven't configured it yet, but we're going to set that up today.
okay, thanks.
Can
Does
I ask,
everyone see configure your site somewhere?
maybe a silly question?
Sure.
So when I look at that, my configured agent site, what's there is different than what was just on that last page we were at. So which one's right? For my website.
Your like your contact information and stuff that you did on your marketing profile.
Yeah.
So once you update that marketing profile, you actually need to go configure your site in order for all of that stuff to feed over. So instead of clicking this for right now, let's go to configure your site, and then that should update everything on your site to the new information that you just put in.
But what my question is, I don't know which one's right. They're different, so I don't know which one's right.
What do you mean right?
So where were we at before? Oh, up
Your
here.
marketing profile?
What page were we at in the first?
Your marketing profile. So if you go to your name at the top of the screen and then click settings.
Oh, connect settings, that's right.
And then click connect settings and then marketing profile.
So like there, it says My website is lisajesh.kwrealty.com.
That's old.
Huh?
That's the old site.
That's the old site.
Yes.
So
All of the new sites are kw.com. So we had another service before called Playster. It was not customizable the way that this is customizable. So that's for your old Playster site. The .kw.com is for your new site.
okay, so the one that's sitting
Still
on
use
now on the
Playster,
agent site
but
page is
it's
what
no
I need to.
longer paid for by Keller Williams. So I believe it's like $10 a month or something to maintain that Playster site.
Okay, so the one that's on my agent site right now is the one that needs to be on my profile then.
Yes, so it'll probably be the same, like it'll be your name, and then instead of kwrealty.com, it'll just say kw.com.
Yeah, it's got 2019 on it, so that's okay.
Awesome. All right, so let's go back to consumer. And then we're going to go to agent site pages and then configure your site. And then once you get here, so you can see here, Lisa, where it says, I have a Playster site and want to continue using that. If you did want to continue using your Playster site, this is the way that you would go. Just know that it is, you do have to pay for that service now. So
Right,
if you,
no, don't have anything on there, so.
yeah, if you want to do the new KW site, then you click this top bubble and click submit. And then get started. And now here, this is where I was showing you, you've got that shortcut. If you'd like to download your Market Center logo, just click here and that'll take you to that same page that I showed you how to get to before. All right, so now we're going to acknowledge this compliance reminder, basically saying, don't forget that you still have to meet your brokerage and your Department of Licensing compliance rules. And now that we are in here, you can see this is actually a pretty short process. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, and we'll get through those really quickly. So here is where you actually will select that domain name. So I use my name, .kw.com. Again, this .kw.com is not customizable. This is for every Keller Williams site. I like mine to match my email. I think it makes things really sleek and easy. I know that when you join our brokerage, we provide business cards that have your Keller Williams email address on them that you first got when you signed up, and it also has a matching domain name too. So for me, my email is karakrogh@kw.com, or you can go to my website, which is karakrogh.kw.com. It's very simple that way. However, I do know that some people like to brand themselves a little bit more specifically to whatever they do. So, or if you've got a team name or something like that that you use instead, you could put that here instead. So let's say you wanted to do seattlehomes.kw.com. Obviously, if someone else at Keller Williams is using that phrase, then you won't be able to use it as well. So you can click confirm domain and see if it allows you to save it. One thing you can't use is you can't use realtor in this, you can't use real estate, and you can't use realty. So those are all phrases that are either owned by the National Association of Realtors, or according to the Department of Licensing, it makes you seem like you are acting as your own brokerage, and which you are not. So they wanted to just make sure that's really clear to any consumers that you aren't your own brokerage, you are yourself at kw.com. And then you're going to click confirm domain. Now for your marketing profile information, all of this stuff is what pulled over directly from that marketing profile that we set up first. So this should be totally filled out in the way that it was filled out when you filled that marketing profile out earlier. You can just scroll through and make sure everything looks okay. And then once that's done, click save and continue. Now here we've got our main page. This is basically what you see when someone first goes to your site. So if someone goes to karakrogh.kw.com, this is the page that they are taken to. We call this image back here the hero image. You can customize this, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. You can also customize a few other things on your site between a red theme and a dark theme. So here it's got red, and then here it's got like a gray logo. Since I have my Keller Williams North Seattle logo up here, I don't think this really makes a huge difference, but I think they are starting to incorporate it more in other pages of your site. So instead of it being all black, if you do the gray theme, some of the headlines might be red if you do the red theme. I'm sticking with the red theme for now. This text right here is editable. So I have find your dream home. You might want to say something like search for homes in your area, or whatever that you want. It's customizable.
Hey, Kara,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but when I hit save and continue, I'm getting an error message that says something about my job title is required. Professional
Okay.
job title is required. Where does it want that?
So you're on the previous page, correct? You're on
Yeah.
this page. So go to marketing profile. So you've got your subdomain, and then go to marketing profile. And then if you scroll down where it says professional job title, do you have anything listed there?
It's not letting me scroll down that page. I don't even see that. Wait, Market Center. I don't even see anything past my Market Center brokerage address line. Like the business name's not there. I don't see any of that.
So do you see where it says marketing profile information?
Mm-hmm.
Can you click this down button?
Yeah, that's what I clicked.
Okay, and then tell me what you're seeing.
I see so I see my first name, my last name, my Market Center brokerage address, Market Center brokerage address line 2, and then it stops.
Okay. So I think maybe because there's not a scroll bar, do you have like a
Hold
I don't
on.
know how I would scroll if I didn't have like a keyboard with a
Oh,
scroller.
shoot, now I lost myself altogether.
They don't see a scroll bar. Oh, there's a scroll bar. Wasn't it?
Now I just totally lost that page. Oh.
How do you typically scroll through something? Do you use the scroll bar on the side, or do you have like a I can't think of what that's called, but something on your mouse that you scroll with?
Well, I typically use the scroll bar, but hang on.
Can you try using the scrolling thing on your mouse or your
Yeah,
keyboard?
it's not taking it down either. That's weird.
Are you on a laptop or a?
I'm on a laptop. I wonder, do I need to be in like Chrome instead of Edge?
Oh, they do. Most things do work better in Chrome. If you want to restart, so that's actually what I'm using. If you want to just take a moment and catch back up with us to get to this page, open up Chrome and then go to Consumer.
Okay, hang on here.
And just let me know when you're ready. Sorry,
Sorry, you guys.
no worries. I have 7 missed calls from this random number. I'm going to see what this 9-second voicemail says.
Okay, real quick, can you just give me the web address?
It's agent.kw.com.
It says it's not secure. Why would it say that? That's weird.
What is it saying?
Says the site's not secure. It won't let me get in.
But just go in anyway.
If I had an option, I would.
And you're at agent.kw.com.
Yeah. Hang on. Privacy area. Your connection is not private. That's so weird. Well, I guess I'll just watch you guys. You're gonna send a video, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
We'll post this on our Facebook pages. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that you seem to be stuck here. I definitely think that that's the problem, is that you're not able to scroll here, but I'm not sure how to fix that issue.
Yep.
And I know that's happened to me with some sites before where I've gone onto them and they've said it's not a secure site. And I think maybe it has something to do with like cookies or like some security settings that you have. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not.
It's okay. I don't want to hold everybody else up, so I'll just follow along.
All right, so once you finish with this page, we're gonna go to save and continue. So I've got find your dream home as my text here. Now, one thing you should keep in mind, so you have the option to upload up to 5 hero images, which are these background images. I have 3, and they are all pictures of Seattle that I pulled from the internet for free. So that is what I'm using. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so I've got these 3. Know that if you delete one of the hero images that's already on the page, you can't get it back. So keep that in mind before you delete them. Make sure you're ready to go with something new. I know when I was first setting up my page, there was a hero image of a San Francisco stoop with some people hanging out on that stoop, and I don't sell real estate in San Francisco, so I didn't think that picture really applied to me, so I took that off. If you are going to be choosing your own images to upload, some things to keep in mind is that you want to make sure that if someone's looking at it on their phone, it's going to be a bit more of a square image, or if someone's looking at it on a widescreen computer, it's going to be more of a rectangular image. So you want to make sure that the pictures are something that doesn't really have a clear center of the page or of the picture. Something that if it gets cropped funny or differently depending on whatever device that person is looking at it, it'll still look okay. So a city skyline is a great option for something like that. So we're going to save and continue. And also, if we have time today, I can show you where you can make some customized things and designs for back here as well. I think that Jay Cermak has that on his, not this one, but his other ones. He's got another one that does it. And it does, these are a slideshow image, so it might be different every time that one pops up, but then as you can see, it then changes. So if someone is sitting on your site for more than a few seconds, they'll see multiple of your images scroll through. Okay, so here's that thing I was telling you about where you could make this in designs. All right, so we're gonna save and continue. Now, I always have trouble with this page because I do have a customized version of this page on my site. So when I go to my site, which is karakrogh.kw.com, it says about, I think that page prompts you to do an about your company page, but I've actually turned it into why Keller Williams. So I dedicated this whole page to Keller Williams and why Keller Williams is the best company to help you achieve your real estate goals. And that's why I think Keller Williams is the best brokerage for agents, and also why it's the best brokerage for their clients. And I typed this stuff up really fast because I just wanted to put something on this page, but that's what I did. For some reason, when I go to configure my site, none of that information is showing up. It's showing up on my other pages, but this is just kind of that blank slate again. So whatever you want to do here, it's up to you. You might want to do like Regina Deason did about San Antonio. You could do about whatever the neighborhood is that you specialize in and you want to show people that you're an expert in that market. You can change this background image here. Let's see, which is right here for this page header. So instead of company profile, maybe you'd want to say about Seattle, and then have a beautiful picture of the Seattle city skyline in the background. And then you've got the option to do a little intro paragraph. And then you could say maybe, Kara has lived in Seattle for X number of years and is an expert and specializes in like these particular neighborhoods. You have the option to do a little section here with a title and then a small description, and you can also change these pictures. If you decide you don't want to do a footer down here, you can just delete this too. So the other things are required. You do need to have those, but for the footer, you can take that out if you don't want it. And so if you are adding anything to this page, go ahead and click continue. But if you are like me and you already set this up and I don't want to save this blank page, I'm gonna click skip. All right. Is everyone ready for me to go to the next page? Okay. So this next page is about me. Fortunately, this did feed over from my marketing profile, so all of this stuff is already done for me. It says about me up here. It's got my headshot in it. It's got my job title, about Kara. It's got that bio that I told you guys I wrote earlier. If you wrote yourself a quick bio earlier, hopefully that went ahead and populated in this section. I've got my contact information here. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where it's like, if I choose to make my team name Kara Krogh, so it shows my name at the top of the screen, it does mean that my name is going to be doubled up down here, but it is what it is. And so that looks pretty good. I don't really want to make any changes to that. So I'm going to go next. So actually, oh, one thing that I missed here. So this is all under content. I did just totally skip over search engine optimization. So if you're not familiar with search engine optimization, it's often referred to as SEO. This is how, if someone were to Google you, this is kind of how that would show up on Google. So I'll show you an example of that. If I Google Seattle homes for sale, and then now you can see all of these pages that pop up. So before, in the world of Google, SEO used to be a bunch of tags. So it would just be like, if you're gonna do an SEO description, it would be realtor, real estate, Seattle real estate, North Seattle homes, like all of these keywords that you think might show up if someone were to be searching for you. You'd want your page to show up, so you wanna have all those keywords. That's not really how it's done anymore, and now it looks a lot better. And if you did do those keywords, it would look rather silly, honestly, if someone were to Google you. So basically now, this is what the SEO description is. It's this gray text. So this is the title, and then this is the gray text. It basically tells the consumer what they're going to see when they click your page. So instead of saying Seattle realtor, real estate, North Seattle homes, blah, 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 I would say something instead like, I included my phone number. I want someone to not even have to click on my page in order to reach out to me via my phone number. And then Kara is a licensed real estate broker and director of agent services at Keller Williams, North Seattle. It just gives someone a little background about what they're going to see when they click that page. You also have the option to customize your slug, which is a fun word to say. But this is basically, if you wanted to send someone to this page, instead of just sending them to my website, which is karacollins.kw.com, I can also send them to my website, my About Me page, by sending them to karacollins.kw.com/aboutme. It's a good idea to keep these really short for that reason. If you did ever want to send someone straight to this page, you've got a much more manageable sized website page right here. Whereas if I put karacollins.kw.com/contact me for your real estate needs, like that would be a really long website address. Another thing to think about too is you can't use any special characters or spacing in this. So if you use this dash button, that basically is recognized as a space by the internets, but you can't actually put a space there. Everything has to be all connected. All right, so now we're going to continue. So here is a contact page. So I've got contact us is what you would see when you would search this page, although maybe instead of contact us, I should say contact Kara. I'm not really an us, I'm a me. And then I'll just leave it at contact. So that's karakrogh.kw.com/contact would be my slug. And then for my SEO description, I said my phone number, and then are you looking to buy or sell? Would you like to know more about a career in real estate? Let's chat. So I pulled this kind of from my little custom message prompt that I have in this Let's Chat box, which we'll go into next. So let's chat here at the top. I think that's a little casual, which I like, instead of, I don't know what it says automatically, but I like it to be a little casual. And then you have the option to do an intro paragraph. I left that blank, but maybe for an intro paragraph, you would say something like, are you looking to buy or sell real estate in Seattle? Or something like that. And then so message hint, again, I put, are you looking to buy or sell? And would you like to know more about a career in real estate? But obviously if a career in real estate isn't really something that you have people reaching out to you in regards to, maybe don't put that. Instead, you could put something like, are you looking to buy or sell? What's your time frame? What's your budget? Other questions like that, where people might get an idea of what they would want to include in that first initial message to you. And then of course, I've got my phone number and my email. And we're going to save and continue. And then we're done. So now we've just done our whole site. It was just 4 steps, so super fast. And it gives me some prompts to maybe do a site FAQ or go to my site settings or create more sites. I can also just click X and exit out of this whole page. So once I'm back on the consumer page, I want to make sure I go to agent site pages. And as you can see here, it's got my about us, about me, all of that stuff. And then these little eyeballs being teal means that they are all active on my site. If they were gray, that would mean they are not active on my site. And the way that I would set that up is to go to Site and App Settings. And then Site Pages. And then here is where I can kind of add and delete anything that I have on here. I can also update my SEO description and my slug from this page. And if there was something that I had made, but it wasn't active on my page yet, I would just click Add Page, and then I would select it from here, and then I would add it. So a good example of that, let's do one where we promote our app. So go to Agent Site Pages, and then create a new site. And now you have the option to do either a standalone page or on my agent site. I have noticed that you do have more options when you create a standalone page, but then it's a standalone page, so it does a little bit less for you in terms of connecting whoever gets to that page to the rest of the information about you. So if we're going to add something to our site, we need to go to On My Agent Site and then click Create Page. Now here is something I think is super fun. First things first, you need to title your page. So let's call this Download My App. And then these are what we call widgets. They're basically like, they're customizable, but they're already formatted to fit really well onto your page, and they're very easy to set up. So it kind of makes me feel like I'm a website creating wizard because they have all of this stuff here for me, but I don't really have to do anything. So first things first, I like to start with, I think it's this one, agent profile. Oh, nope, that's way too big. Okay, so I just pulled that over. That's actually not what I wanted, which is a great example. So now I'll just click this. And then there's this small little box down here with a trash can, and then I'm just gonna throw it away. feel like they used to have something that was like a smaller thing with your name on it, but that's all right. We don't need it. Let's just drag download my app. So we'll put that there. I did used to always say you should include a contact form at the bottom because I want on every page someone to be able to contact you. But I think Keller Williams Realty International was listening to me when I told people that, because now they automatically include that on every page on your site anyway. So you actually don't need that anymore. So we're going to delete it. And really that's it. If you did a custom or a landing page so it was separate from your app, you would have the ability to drop a video in here. I love to do that because then I can just go to YouTube. I can pull a cool video of like a promo video of someone using the consumer app, and then I can add that to this page. But since it's on my site, I don't have the ability to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and just save those changes. Yes, I would like to publish it and make it visible to others. Thanks for asking. But it's still, even though I clicked that, it still is that gray eyeball. So it's obviously it's not active. So I'm going to go to Site and App Settings, and then Site Pages, and then Add Page, and then Download My App. Looks like I've got a few of these, but this one might be an old one. Let's delete that. And nope. I don't know if this is right. Let me go back real quick. Oh, still gray. Okay. Go to Site and App Settings. Site Pages. Why is this here? I think I've just done this so many times. I have a lot of these, but today is August 20th. This is definitely the one that I want. I'll add this page. I can customize the SEO here too. So we'll call this, I already have one that says download my app. So I'll call this browse homes from your couch. That's not how you spell couch. How do you spell couch? There we go. Like, why am I? All right, and then we'll just turn this into my dash app. And then SEO description, maybe I'll take the same phrase. All right, and then we're gonna save those changes. Did you save? I can't tell if it's saved. Oh, something went wrong. Try again. Wouldn't be a Tech Thursday without tech issues. Well, let's just go to my site and see what happens. All right. So I do have something here where it says download my app. So as you can see here, that did actually work. And this is what it would look like. So now you can add that to your page. And if anyone's scrolling around on your site and they decide they want to download your app, if they click this button, it will actually take them to another site that is customized to you. So see how it's got my headshot and my name here. And then they can actually, if they click one of these buttons to download it either from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, or they put their phone number in here and get a text to download the app. Once they download that app, it will actually already be branded to you. So it'll say in the app, your agent is Damien or Lisa, Patricia, like it'll have that in there. So that's great. And once they create an account in that app, you'll get a notification as well. But this is something that we cover in our app class, which I think we'll be doing later this month. And
I just want to say on that app,
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of issues. So like my clients have been having a lot of issues where like they'll be using the app and they, they're just going through and all of a sudden it crashes. And they've tried uninstalling, reinstalling. I've tried contacting support, and it was honestly made the process a little frustrating. But yeah, so I don't know what's
It is a new app. I think we just released it like either earlier this year or late last year, but I think just like anything that's new, there's definitely going to be some hiccups. And I would say you either like try to work through those hiccups because you want to make sure that your clients are being prompted to connect with you whenever they like a house. Whereas let's say they're using the Redfin app instead, every time they come across a home that they really like, the app will prompt them in 37 ways to contact a Redfin agent to give them a tour or
yeah, that's what I ended up doing was they started sending me Redfin like links. And I was like, hey, that's okay. I don't mind that you're on Redfin. Just like, if you see something, just come to me.
Right. Just know that I'm available to you to tour these houses. Like you do not need to click the link that says.
Please don't click the link.
Yeah, exactly. And you can also try using Home Spotter as well. That's provided by the MLS. So it's not very pretty and it's not like very consumer friendly, I think. I do think that besides the crashing issues, I do think the KW app is better, but at least with the consumer, or at least with the Home Spotter app, it's not prompting them constantly to schedule a tour on Redfin. Okay, so one last thing, and then we're gonna end for today. If you do want to create a custom hero image, I just want to show you guys where you can find this. We did do a designs class last week. But if you go to designs, here's all my templates that I've made before. But if I want to create a new design, I'll press this blue plus sign at the bottom. And then if I go to social, and this is loading. And then I go to lead generation and my website. Look all the way here to the right, you've got some site hero images. So just like I have all those pictures of Seattle that I put on there, I took off all the generic ones that were clearly not in our market. You can also customize these. So I think that this one is really similar to the one that the J team had. So if I click use, and I could just save this right here the way that it is. I could also upload my own pictures. Let's say I have a bunch of pictures of clients holding their sold signs that have my name on it or whatnot. Like I could add a bunch of those on here. You also have the ability to look at these Keller Williams images too, that they've uploaded some really great kind of just lifestyle stuff recently. So if I go to lifestyle images and then let's see here. I can just click this picture and then swap it out with one of these. Click this picture, swap it out with one of those, so on and so forth. Got some lifestyle pictures. Oops. I can go back to, I can do some app images. So I want to show people how techie we are with that cool picture of our app that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. There's another person of someone. So basically you can see I have the option to add all of this stuff. I'm probably not going to put text on here just because you are going to have that text already on there that says find your dream home here, search for homes in your area, whatever. And then once I'm done, I'll click this download button and I'll download it as either a JPEG or a PNG. And I'll start that download and then I can upload that in my hero images. So it is 11:01. So I don't know if you guys are going to tune in to the contracts class with Lewis and Shay, but that is probably already started. So go ahead and hop on over there. And thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. And we will post these on Facebook later. I know, Lisa, you had some trouble getting in, so hopefully we get that figured out for you.
Yeah, I finally got my Google up and running. I just copied the link straight over from Edge to Google and then it went in. So.
Oh, perfect. That's great. Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
You too.